Alright, gun modding for dummies. I just want to make a quick short video showcasing everything you need to know if you're new to Tarkov about modding and every important stat. So first of all, first stat, durability. Durability, if this is below 90, there's a chance to jam. If it's above 90%, you have a 0% chance of your gun jamming. Weight affects overswing and ergo are kind of, they both have an effect here. I don't know if you know what overswing is. It's when you ADS and your gun kind of like sways back and forth. I'll probably show you guys an example here. And ergo is basically how fast you reload and how fast you can ADS the gun. That is the primary thing. Ergonomics affects your ADS speed. This is a very important stat because if you're running around and you need to ADS to snap into someone's head, you need to have high ergo stat. Accuracy, this is kind of just your gun accuracy. I think barrels may affect this. I'm not 100% positive. I actually have to check that. But this is not something you really worry about, nor sighting range. Don't really worry about these two. But the next most important thing is vertical and horizontal recoil. You usually just look at the vertical recoil. Horizontal recoil will go down as, like, they'll go down together. Generally, I just like people refer to vertical recoil when they talk about the recoil stat. And these are the main things you want to look for. You want to have lower weight, if possible, higher ergonomics, obviously you want higher accuracy, and then you want lower recoil, as low as this recoil as you can possibly get. So when it comes to gun building, I'm going to showcase an M4 here, as I think it's one of the most moddable guns in the game, and there's a couple things I could show and kind of give you guys tips on. First of all, here's a meta build. This is a meta M4 build. You got 72 ergonomics, 51 vertical recoil, and 147 horizontal recoil. You can get this recoil stat lower, but it'll cost you ergonomics. Now, I want to showcase to you guys how this plays out. Alright, so I'm in the hideout now, and I want to showcase to you guys my M4, alright? So this is a pretty meta M4. It's about some of the best you could get, and this is what it performs like. You got pretty snappy, right? I don't know the exact time of this ADS speed, but it's pretty darn fast. Now for the recoil, this is me not pulling down at all. It's pretty balanced. And now if I want to pull down on a full auto M4 meta, that's about what you get. You get a decent spread. You want to see for yourselves. This is what it looks like. Sightless. I don't know what the range on this is, but sightless, you gotta spread about this. Now that you guys know what a good M4 looks like with these stats, 72 ergo and 51 recoil, let me show you guys an M4 that is bad. And with this M4, it takes about 1 second just to get the sights on, and then if you full auto this thing, it's just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare. So you need to understand that ergos is super important. Gun prices can vary. This is the next thing I want to get into. Making a cheap build for your M4 that is still close to meta. Because right now, for this example, I was using a close to meta M4. Now, let me show you in a more affordable build, okay? So here's just a small comparison between the stats between the two M4s. As you can see, the more affordable option obviously isn't as good, but we're looking about a third to half the price of the meta one. So unless you got rubles to blow, you could go for more affordable options. There's a couple different options you could go through. So what I want to do is kind of break down everything you need to understand about this meta M4, what makes it meta, and how every single part plays in here. So basically, the SE5 is one of the best grips you could get on the market right now for ergo and recoil reduction. You got minus 2% recoil and 8% ergo. This is one of the best to find. You have other grips that increase your ergonomics, but it's usually less recoil and vice versa. So this is kind of like the good middle ground between the two. You also have these M-Lock RLs. So these aren't commonly known, but you could get +1 ergo on these bad boys, and you could put 2 of them on the PsyQD handrail, which is what we're using here. This is the meta handrail with a great stats, or 12 ergo and minus 3% recoil. And you can put 2 of these, which gives you +2 recoil, +2 ergonomics. And then you get the CAC front sight. So these are just sights that are basically worthless, and they cost nothing. And you get +1 ergo on that. And then if you come back over here, you get the rear sight as well. And this gives you another + ergo. So just for almost dirt cheap parts, you get +4 ergo. And then you have a grip, which gives you +15. This is the Grawl. This is the best American grip you could get for ergonomics. And then we have the ARE tube. The ARE tube is incredibly cheap to swipe, so I recommend you guys use this. It's great stats, +2 ergo and minus 2% recoil. And I generally run the DD ECB on almost all my guns, because you have +14 ergonomics and minus 20% recoil. And you can get the butt pad, which minus is 2% ergo, but also minus 2% recoil. So you get a total of 22 recoil reduction and 12 ergo off the stock. You can toy with this. You could use the ergo butt pad, which I believe has 0 it's called ergonomic hits. Yeah, it's just 1% recoil instead of ergonomic hit, so if that's what you prefer, you can also run that. And then you also have the suppressor combo with the G-lock hammer, and then you have the suppressor. This is the least ergo impacting and highest recoil reduction, I believe. Well, I don't think it's the highest. I'm actually not sure what the highest is, but it's darn close to being some of the highest recoil reduction with minimal ergo hit that you could get on an M4 and maybe some other 5.56 caliber weapons. And then the Raptor is just simple, +3 ergonomics. It's called charging handle, nothing too special there. And then the sight is kind of up to you, whatever sight you want to use. If you do use a delta point, you do not lose the ergo as if you were to put on like any other sight where you lose ergo. So that's just something we're keeping in mind. So I hope you find these tips helpful. And if you liked the video, check out my Twitch at insomniafps.ttv, and make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys want to see more. Feel free to give me some more suggestions. This is something I'm new to, and I'd love to see if I can make more informative content for you guys. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope this helped you out in one way or another.